Welcome to the Live Wealthy podcast with Dawn, where we are growing our wealth and our worth at the same time. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to the Live Wealthy podcast. I'm your host, Dawn Dahlby, and I'm a behavioral financial advisor, a certified financial planner, and the CEO of a multi-million-dollar wealth advisory firm called Releve Financial Group. By the way, Releve means to grow. We want everyone to grow, life grow, money grow, etc. And today on the podcast, we're taking a little bit different twist, and we are going to talk to business owners and leaders about financial stress in the workplace. Let me just start by asking you a question. Have you ever felt stressed out about money as a business owner and leader? Well, of course, the answer is duh. We all have, right? And so as leaders, we feel stressed out about our finances, but guess what? So do our employees. And financial stress is one of the biggest barriers to workplace success. And so as leaders of companies, we need to learn how to address this financial stress if we want to retain valued employees and profitable companies at the same time. That is the ultimate goal. The reality is, yes, we all have had financial issues, and we haven't been properly taught how to manage our wealth. Even as leaders, we can be really good leaders and business owners running companies. But when we talk specifically about the numbers, we don't actually have all of the information at our fingertips because we're only one person and we are trying to run and wear multiple hats in our business. So we've all have had money issues, right? We haven't been taught properly about how to manage our money in our personal life and our business life. And there's been this significant lack of financial education. We are not taught in high school and in college how to properly manage our wealth. You know, when we're not properly taught how to manage our personal finances or our business finances, then what happens is that leads to, drum roll, behavioral issues, like how you act, behavioral issues with your money and your job and your life. Because you guys, it's never just about the numbers. You see these negative behaviors and this financial stress, because of the lack of financial education, follows us to the office, creating toxic work environments. Now, me personally, I have been in multiple toxic work environments, mainly because of financial stress. I have been what you want to call an employee, where I've had a leader that in my eyes was very toxic because of financial stress currently in their life today, and because they haven't dealt with financial stress and their beliefs about money from their past. And it created this very toxic workplace. I've also been on the other side where I have been the leader, and I am the leader of Releve Financial Group, and we have still have had toxic work environments because of financial stress and or life stress. When I talk about financial stress, I want to make sure that we understand it's always twofold. It's about the external dollar, the actual money stress, or the perceived stress because of our behaviors. But the financial stress is also internally. It's also internal, meaning, we have an internal wealth and we have external wealth. And when we don't deal with one or the other of these wealths, then we create these toxic work environments. But hear me out, is money alone is just a tool, and it's controlled by our behaviors. And often we think that money is in control of us, but the reality is that we control it. So the secret to minimizing financial stress is understanding our behaviors, our internal worth, and our external wealth. It's understanding these behaviors coupled with effective financial education. It's receiving that technical education of what we weren't taught in school, along with understanding our behaviors and how we react to the knowledge and the wisdom we don't have with our money. That is the key to understanding financial stress in the workplace, right? And when we couple this understanding these behaviors and having the right financial education, we create confident employees, which we all want. We have stronger morale, and we have lower turnover rates. And we all know as business owners how expensive it is to continue to retrain employees. And we want our employees to be happy, content, and stay in our business. This financial education, it all starts with being educated around money. Because once we have this education, then our behaviors tend to change. And this financial education then happens through a financial plan. And a financial plan that, whether you have that in your personal finances, actually as business owners and leaders, we should have a personal financial plan with our, to take care of our family and just guide us on the direction we want to go financially in our personal life. And we also need a business financial plan that also guides us and gives us the answers on how to continue to grow our business. But the financial plan, whether it's a business or personal plan, what it does, it helps us create these standards and rules in which we behave today. Financial plan is not necessarily setting these goals for what you want your business or your personal life to achieve. Like, where are you going? What's that vision? But a financial plan actually the right type of financial plan sets these standards and rules in which we behave, save, and spend our money. Now, what's interesting is that I know that less than 2/3 of the human population in the United States has a financial plan. So that also means that about less than 2/3 of our employees or us as leaders have a financial plan where we're setting these standards and rules. So why is that? Well, first of all, there's many reasons why people don't have a financial plan. I think the first main one is that some people are just stuck. They don't actually know where to start. Financial planning and financial education to remove this financial stress is very confusing. And when there's so much information out there, people just don't know where to start. There's other reasons. Some of our employees or ourselves don't have financial plans because we have too much emotional baggage from our past beliefs about money. We're still clinging on to our parents' and grandparents' beliefs about how life works and how money operates. And so we have some limiting beliefs, or what I call lies from our past, that are stunting our emotional maturity around money today and what is possible. This emotional baggage, I'm telling you, even the most wealthiest individuals that I personally have come across and in contact with still cling on to too much emotional baggage from their past beliefs about money. Some of our employees and some of our colleagues and leaders also, you might be surprised by this, but they are also embarrassed because they have too much debt. And that's another reason why they don't have a financial plan. Many of our employees aren't offered effective financial education in the workplace. And why is that? I don't know. We have people that come in to educate on, benefits and their 401ks and retirement plans, but it's not effective. Because if it was effective, we'd have even a better statistic around how many people take advantage of all of our workplace benefits. Proper education, effective education is not offered in the workplace. And then if it is, then those conversations that are happening in the workplace around money to reduce financial stress are just wrong. The conversations are wrong. They're not complete, they're confusing, and they're boring. So my goal is to help us business leaders and owners create a new conversation around money, one that'll help us retain our employees, reduce these training costs, and increase these profits. Okay. This conversation around money is around understanding behaviors and financial education, the technical advice. And again, that conversation is called living wealthy, right? It's the combination of receiving the technical and the behavioral financial advice so we can work well and live well with our money. And that happens through a comprehensive wealth alignment plan. So this comprehensive wealth alignment plan is where we are teaching our employees and our colleagues and anyone in our life three things. We're teaching them how to earn from their strengths, spend from their values, and save with their overpaid tax dollars. That's the gist of a comprehensive wealth plan. Earning from your strengths, spending from your values, and saving for your future by saving your overpaid tax dollars. This is how you're able to create spending freedom today and create financial security for tomorrow. Because yes, you can have both. Normal CFP advisors talk about we want you to get to financial independence and financial freedom. But I'm telling you, you can have security and freedom at the same time. You can have spending freedom and financial freedom today, and you can have financial security for tomorrow. So what do I mean by earning from your strengths? Earning from your strengths is where you spend 80% of your time at work operating from your top 5 strengths. Every single one of our employees should know what their top 5 strengths are. I love working with the Gallup Strengths Finder, and I make every one of my employees go through their top 5 strengths so I can understand and put them in positions and roles and tasks where they're operating from those top 5 strengths and where they're spending at least 80% of their time operating from there, because that's how I retain a profitable business and valued employees. They're happy. I'm happy. The company's profitable. We can't underestimate, if we want to reduce financial stress that actually happens at home and we bring that into the office, it's because our employees are not earning an income in alignment with those top 5 strengths. Now, I also know that every single day of the work week can't be spent in your strengths. Even today, this morning, I was doing things as the CEO of a company. I was doing things that made me super angry and upset because I don't like doing these things, and they are quote unquote below my pay grade level. However, there are times in the workplace where we have to do things that we don't want to do and that it's way below our pay grade, but it's just easier and more productive when you look at the unity of your team to just do those tasks. That's why I say 80% of the time. It's never 100% of the time. But when you're earning your income from your strengths, you're going to earn more money. You're going to have more job satisfaction and life satisfaction and less financial stress, okay, in the workplace. That's the first rule on this comprehensive wealth plan. The second rule is spending from your values. Spending your money from your core values, where I believe you should be spending 20% of your income guilt-free on the things that matter most in your life, and spending guilt-free today. Okay. So your core values, again, for those of you that follow me regularly, you know, we're a value-based wealth advisory firm. Everything starts from your core values. And when you understand your core values, you maximize the 2 most valuable commodities you have in your life, which is money and time. And so you have to understand those values. And when you actually and your employees can spend guilt-free and enjoy their life today and understand that they can like come together even with their differences with their spouse and have this guilt-free spending relationship with their spouse or with themselves, and that they can live today and they're not just waiting for that bump up and raise or their promotion. They can actually spend and enjoy their money today. That's the second thing. It's about earning from your strengths and spending from your values. And number 3 in a comprehensive wealth plan is understanding how to save for your future by reclaiming those overpaid tax dollars. You guys, an overpayment of taxes of just 3% on a $100,000 salary is a missed financial opportunity of over $1 million over the course of one's career. Assuming an 8.5% rate of return, and that career time frame is over 40 years. But an overpayment of just 3%, okay, just 3% is a huge missed opportunity. As business owners, I'm guessing you have way more than 3% that you're overpaying your taxes because you don't have the time to properly analyze how to minimize your taxes. If that's you, we're here. We have a team. We have CPAs. We have investment firms, like an investment firm. We have people that are there to support how to minimize your taxes and do it in a legit, honest, with integrity, high integrity way. Okay. There's huge opportunities for business owners. And even as an employee with a W-2 income, there's significant opportunities. So you guys, a comprehensive plan to help remove financial stress is learning how to earn from your strengths, spend from your values, and save by reclaiming those overpaid tax dollars so you can save for your future and have financial security for your future. Now, another significant missed opportunity for our employees is, did you know that nearly half of them do not take full advantage of all of our workplace benefits, costing them thousands of dollars a year? Why do our employees do not take, and maybe you even, do not take full advantage of all of the workplace benefits? Well, we already know this is because, first of all, we get an email. Our employees get an email and it's like, again, it's overwhelming. So they get stuck. They don't take action because it's something they don't want to do. And then it's 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, an hour before benefit enrollment closes, they're busy selecting their benefits. And they're like, I'm just going to do the minimum X, Y, and Z. They don't have someone in the company that is properly educating them. You guys, without the proper education, we get poor behavior. With these benefits, here's my first and foremost, most important rule. The non-negotiable rule is to save for your future by putting away a minimum of 10 up to 30% of your gross income, where you're paying your future self first before you are paying $1 in taxes. When you save in the appropriate accounts, you are minimizing your tax bill today. The most important thing is to save a minimum of 10. My most productive and biggest saver clients that I've had have saved up to 30% of their gross income. Okay. That helps you minimize taxes when it's done with the right strategy. So where do we save? Well, the first most important place then is those retirement plans through our employer, right? The employer-sponsored retirement plans. There's retirement plans, there's stock options, there's always, depends on what type of company you actually are in, or if you're a business owner, like what type of retirement plans you're offering to your employees, but there's a ton of them. So we need to first understand which plan is the best. You know, there's Roth 401ks and IRAs, there's traditionals, there's defined contribution plans, defined benefit plans, cash balance plans, single or I-401k plans, or traditional IRAs or Roth IRAs, and understanding like which plan is the best. And most of our employees just select the 401k without properly understanding and having the time to fully understand which plan is the best for them. And then what about stock options? A lot of our companies, right, offer stock options, but then there's non-qualified stock options. There's restricted stock options. And then it's like, well, which one is better from a taxation perspective? And then which one is going to be better for a contribution and a distribution? Like when you receive money out of a stock option, or when you exercise the stock option, or when you receive money from a defined benefit plan or a 401k, like what is that distribution going to look like? And how are the taxes going to be 5, 10, 20 years from now? And are you going to be taxed higher than your contribution on the tax money you're saving going in now? Like you have to understand that is really important information that you need to have. And that as business owners and leaders and as employees, like this needs to be offered in the workplace, and not just someone coming in talking about the 401ks. Like someone needs to be there getting our employees educated, getting our employees excited about not just what the offer is, but how the plans work and the why you should be invested in those plans. We miss that. It's a missed opportunity. We're like, okay, here are the options for your retirement plan. These are what they are, but we don't discuss the how and the why enough. And it costs our employees thousands of dollars a year. And what about the investment risks, right? Like, we typically can have people that are managing a 401k come in and talk about investment risks, but they are just from a compliant perspective talking about this is an aggressive investment and this is conservative. We need to have a bigger conversation. Like, what does it mean to you? What's your specific time horizon and how much investment risk you can stomach and what's appropriate for each individual employee based on their relationship with money and their behaviors and the education they have around the stock and bond market. Those type of things are super important, educating on investment risk. And then what about the timing? I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but the timing of your contributions and distributions are critical from a tax perspective. You guys, the number one goal is to keep you in a consistent tax bracket throughout your life, or higher while you're working and then lower when you're retired. And if your tax bracket is higher while you're employed, well, then we want to make sure we're minimizing more taxes during our working years. And then when we're retired, that we don't care about minimizing our taxes more because we're in a lower tax bracket. Now, for clients that I have today, they always thought, wow, in retirement, I would be in a lower tax bracket. But guess what? A lot of times they're not. They're not in a lower tax bracket in retirement. And if you plan wrong, it's going to screw up the taxation of your distributions in retirement, and potentially your Social Security could be taxed at a higher rate, and your Medicare premiums could cost you significantly more. It's understanding the timing of all that. And then finally, my favorite account, which a lot of our employees don't take advantage of, is the health savings account. You guys, the HSA is not a use it or lose it account. If you have a high deductible plan, you should be investing in a health savings account, because I'm looking here on my screen, but you can pay for, with proper documentation, gym memberships, massages, fertility treatments, mental health, acupuncture, vaccinations, etc., and many, many, many more things. You can pay for these things with tax-free dollars and proper documentation. So you guys, these are the strategies we need to grow wealth, to live wealthy, to reduce our financial money stress. And when we have proper, effective financial education, it changes our behaviors with money, and it creates a less toxic work environment for all. And it also helps us arrive at both financial and emotional freedom. And when our employees feel secure with their finances, they are empowered, happier, more productive, and they stay. So invest in their financial well-being, and they will invest in the future of your business. And if you like this podcast today, please help me help more people. Like, share this podcast. Let's get real fiduciary, trusted fiduciary advice in the hands of all. Thank you.